Donald Trump's inauguration speech and the speech he gave later in the Capitol building, objectively, it's like the worst speech I've ever heard. We don't play audio or video of Donald Trump here on the MeidasTouch network, so I'll go over what happened. So the inauguration speech starts. It's in the rotunda because Donald Trump was worried about the crowd sizes, so he acted like it was too cold in Washington, D.C., which it really wasn't. He had a whole section for oligarchs like Zuckerberg and Bezos and Musk. Their spouses were allowed to attend. The members of Congresses, their spouses and significant others were not allowed to attend. But the billionaire oligarchs sat right next to the cabinet. You see them right there. You can take a look at what Jeff Bezos's wife was wearing. You had Zuckerberg clearly intrigued and looking at Bezos's wife in a way that, well, you can judge for yourself. Later in the day, you had Elon Musk doing this gesture right here. You can judge for yourself what it is that he is doing. Let's talk about Trump's inauguration speech. Trump threatened Panama and said, "We didn't give it to China. We gave it to Panama regarding the Panama Canal, and we are going to take it back." So one of the first inauguration addresses that was a direct threat of invasion and conquest. By the way, to an ally, the head of Panama, the leader of Panama, had to respond and say, that's not going to happen. We're going to defend and protect our sovereignty. I'll do a whole video take on that, but that's one of the things that Donald Trump did there. Then Donald Trump said, as of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female. So Trump spending time in this inauguration speech talking about penises and vaginas. Now, one of the things I've always said here on the MeidasTouch network is Trump is a WMD, a weapon of mass distraction. Notice that Donald Trump's not saying anything about lowering prices or tackling inflation. In fact, when Donald Trump and others were asked about, are you going to lower inflation? Donald Trump had actually said in his speeches during the day that actually inflation is not a big issue. This is what he said. Inflation is actually really not a big issue for Americans. The issue is the border. Well, remember, Donald Trump said lower prices, lower egg prices, lower grocery prices. There was going to be peace in Ukraine today. None of that happened. He needs to be held accountable. And let's not get distracted by his penis and vagina and gender talk and, him changing the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Hillary Clinton was mocking Donald Trump, laughing in his face during Trump's inauguration speech when Donald Trump did spend significant time talking about changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Melania wore a weird hat at the inauguration, dressed very strangely, kind of looked like she was there for a funeral in an authoritarian nation. Perhaps that's what this was. But look how she was dressed. When Donald Trump attempted to greet her, her hat was at such a length and angle that he was unable to even kiss her cheek when she gave him the side cheek. Very odd, very strange. Thankfully, I don't show audio and video on this network of Donald Trump or Melania. Donald Trump also saying, we can never forget God. We can't do that. We can't forget God. Okay, how are you going to lower the prices? How are you going to make eggs more affordable, make groceries more affordable? How are you going to deal with the fact that Biden was bringing down the inflation that was caused by the $8 trillion in debt that you incurred during your first administration? What are you actually going to be doing? Again, no peace in Ukraine in the first 24 hours. WMD, weapon of mass distraction. Donald Trump's speech later in the day, he gave the inauguration speech in the rotunda, and then he gave another speech in the Capitol building surrounded by the MAGA Republicans. And then Donald Trump said of Nancy Pelosi, she's guilty as hell. She's guilty of criminal offenses. She is guilty, and then went on to talk about Nancy Pelosi's daughter being a videographer. And so regardless of what you think about President Biden's preemptive pardons, when Donald Trump makes statements like this, you kind of go, okay, well, I guess what else were you going to do in that situation? Trump then made more statements about Melania's hat. He said, with that hat she's wearing, she almost blew me away with that hat, or she almost blew away with that hat. Now, folks, again, WMD, weapon of mass distraction. Look, I'll call it out. It's weird. It's a weird hat. They're weird people. I get it. But let's focus. Are prices lower? Is there peace in Ukraine? Is housing more affordable? Did he magically bring all of these jobs on day one? Has that happened? You got to ask yourself. Those were the promises. That's where I want to make sure we are focusing on.
Magic Spoon has turned their super popular high-protein cereal into high-protein treats that are light, crispy, and taste just like those classic crunchy cereal bars. Magic Spoon's treats are so delicious and have already become my favorite on-the-go gym snack. Magic Spoon is also launching a brand new high-protein granola. True to Magic Spoon's promise, it's packed with protein and so crunchy and sweet, perfect for breakfast or any snacking. I've been having it every morning to fuel my workouts. Magic Spoon's high-protein treats are crispy, crunchy, airy, and an easy way to get 12 grams of protein on the go. They come in mouth-watering flavors like marshmallow, chocolate, peanut butter, and dark chocolate. My favorite is Magic Spoon's chocolatey peanut butter treats. They are the best. I have them as my late-night snack almost every night. Magic Spoon's brand new granola packs in 13 grams of protein and 0 added sugars. They come in delicious flavors, honey almond and peanut butter. The granola is so delicious and makes for the best snack throughout the day for me personally. Now get $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com/Meidas or look for Magic Spoon on Amazon or in your nearest grocery store. That's magicspoon.com/Meidas for $5 off.
This is what Donald Trump then said about 2016. Again, he was obsessed with Hillary. Hillary Clinton must have saw her laughing in his face, whether he did or did not. He's obsessed with her. Again, this is what he's saying in 2025. He goes, we took on Hillary. She didn't look too happy today. We defeated Hillary. We did much better the second time in 2020. Yeah, in 2020, by the way, the election was totally rigged in 2020. It was rigged. It was rigged. Okay, dude. You're now, unfortunately, the president of the United States. Just maybe even try to pretend that you're 1/100th faking being an adult. Is that too much to ask? Pretend that you're 1/100th faking being an adult. You're incapable of acting even like an adult. You've already set the floor so low. There isn't even a floor anymore. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But now in 2025, you're up there whining about 2020. How utterly pathetic can you get? Then he talks about California. Donald Trump's like, I'm going to ask the speaker, MAGA Mike Johnson, to get involved in California, by the way, not to help with wildfires, or provide emergency aid because they want to attach conditions to that. He goes, because I think we would have won that state in California if there was voter ID in California. That's what he's talking about with California right now, that he thinks he would have won the state of California. Donald Trump then says, why are we trying to help a guy like Milley, referring to the 4-star general chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Mark Milley? He goes, why are we doing Milley? He was pardoned. What he said, why are we helping Liz Cheney? She's a crying lunatic, crying Adam Kinzinger. He is a super crier. Again, this language, such a baby. But WMD, weapon of mass distraction. Oh, the outrage. You called her a crier. You called Kinzinger a crier. Oh my God. Folks, ask yourself, are the prices of eggs lower? Is he tackling inflation? What is he doing? And you'll find out. It's all a bait and switch when it comes to him. Trump then goes, and I was going to talk about the January 6th hostages, but you'll be happy because you know it's action, not words that count. And you're going to see a lot of action on the J6 hostages. A lot. Now, from all of the reporting that's out there as of the time I'm recording this video, he's supposed to pardon a lot of the nonviolent January 6th insurrectionists, and then also potentially deal with some of the not the more violent ones as well. We will we will determine and tell you, report as soon as we know what's happening there, but we will keep you posted. Then Donald Trump talks more about Melania. He goes, Melania, she said, sir. She calls me sir when she's angry. I'm only kidding. I better say I'm only kidding or the press is going to pick that one up. Oh, you see what he's doing? The press is going to pick Donald. That's not the press anymore. In the words of the Captain Phillips movie, we're the captains now. The Midas Mighty, the MeidasTouch network. We're the captains of the ship now. And so we'll say that that's what you said. Oh, Donald Trump saying sir about his wife. Is there peace in Ukraine? There is not. Our price is lower. It is not. Are you tackling inflation? You are not. You are selling meme coins, though. You're doing meme coins. Pathetic. Then Donald Trump goes, I will sign an executive order to immediately stop all government censorship and brings freedom of speech back to America. So he's just so utterly. Oh, okay, Donald, sign that one, because it seems like anytime people speak the truth about you, you're so sensitive. Maybe you're the crier. Maybe you're the crying lunatic here, not Liz Cheney or Adam Kinzinger. Maybe you're just referring to you right there. And then Trump goes, this is what he's signing some executive orders. And he goes, lastly, we have a proclamation ordering all future inauguration days, including this inauguration day, that flags shall be flown at full mast. Very important. Look, okay, Donald, the flag's full mast. Great. You really stuck it to Jimmy Carter in his death, even though the code requires that it be it be brought down till half mast, or half staff rather, not half mast, half staff while 30 days after someone's death. Okay, Donald, again, we're focused. And we're focused on the fact that you are saying also today that you think that Americans don't care about inflation, but what Americans really care about is the border, which we do care about, but you killed the bipartisan border deal, by the way. So anyway, we'll keep reporting on everything that's happening. I'm not going to show you the audio and videos. You can go back. Our senior producer, Asen, gets these clips. So all these clips are available on all of our social media platforms. It's just, I've made the commitment that I don't want to play his voice or audio here on this channel. You can go and watch these clips if you want to see him actually say it. That's what happened at his speech, the inauguration speech, the subsequent speech. And you saw Elon Musk at the other event. We'll keep you posted every step of the way. It's the MeidasTouch Network. I hope you enjoyed the puppies earlier today. Did pretty good. We raised almost 80, maybe by now we have about $80,000 for the Humane Society helping with the animals here in Los Angeles. So thanks for that. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million subscribers.
Love this video? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch and help us blow past 500,000 followers.